Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Goodstock Being Good is a State of Mind conference. We are thrilled you decided to take part in this virtual event with us. You're here alongside volunteers, advocates, activists, policymakers, and educators from all over the world. We are all here today to share, discuss, showcase, and learn from our collective experiences on how to grow the good and expand the circles of good in the world. This unique conference is part of the events that mark this year's Good Deeds Day celebrations, organized by Ruach Tova, that is part of the Ariston group. It's hard to imagine that it's been 15 years since the first Good Deeds Day took place. What began as a small seed aiming to inspire good deeds has grown and blossomed into a global movement involving millions of people in more than 100 countries worldwide. With us here today is the woman who started it all. She's the driving force behind today's conference and the Global Good Deeds Day movement, businesswoman and philanthropist Sherry Aryson. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. This is so exciting.
It really is. Well, I think we should start in the beginning.
Okay.
How did this idea come to be, and did you believe it would grow internationally? Because what happens today is so amazing, and I see the pictures. It's unbelievable. 15 years.
Yes. Well, actually, I'd say about 16 years ago, I was in my morning exercises in the sand dunes here in Israel. I live in Tel Aviv. And I'm always trying to figure out what I can do to make the world a better place. And I've always done this through business, through philanthropy, through spirituality, and always trying to come up with new ideas. And during this morning exercise, it was like a light bulb went off. And I thought, there's so much good in the world, but everybody puts the focus on all the negativity. The media, people are always talking about what's wrong in the world and what's negative. And at that point in time, I said, you know what? There's so many good people. There's so many good organizations that do really good work. Let's start highlighting that and talking about that and putting the focus on that and create a day that's all about doing good. And that's how it started. I came to the office, talked to Good Spirit, which is one of our organizations, and they said, okay, we'll start this day. And it started small and started growing and growing until we see millions of people in 108 countries doing good deeds.
That's amazing. And I need to exercise more.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I have to say, I look at the conference ahead and I must say I'm so touched. That's how I feel. We have a remarkable list of people who are bringing good into the world. But at the same time, we live in a very, very cynical world, I would say, especially here in Israel. How do you deal with all that?
Well, like I said, I think if we put the focus on what's good in the world, and there is a lot of good in the world, we just need to put more focus on it. That's what's going to grow. I mean, where you put your intention, that's what grows. And look, it started off very, very small. In Israel, right before the corona started, we had 2.5 million people signing up to do a good deed, because everyone can do it according to their heart's desire. It went out to 108 countries. So it's really very simple. It's where you put your attention.
I have to ask, after a year like that, you mentioned COVID, obviously.
Right.
We're still there, unfortunately. How do you focus on the good when there's so many hurdles on the way?
Look, I think, you know, and this is why we're having the conference, okay, because a lot of people are still in lockdowns. People are going through rough times. But I think it gives a lot of light and a lot of hope for people to see that there is a lot of good in the world. And doing it virtually, we can reach so many people and connect people and unite people and really change change what's being talked about. And that's why we're talking about going from shaming to faming. Instead of shaming people, say something good about people. So it's the small things. It's just really acts of kindness.
I love it. Yeah. Faming.
Yes.
I don't know if it's going to work on the news, but I'm going to try it. I promise.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to start a movement of faming instead of shaming.
Great.
What do you think the world needs Good Deeds Day?
Like I said, what we need is to put the focus on good, and what we need to understand is that by doing that, we bridge people. I mean, Good Deeds Day has really crossed all walks of lives, different ethnic groups, different cultures, children, elderly, youth. I mean, all of this has been connected because each one can do a good deed according to their heart's desire. So for one person, it can be going out and cleaning beaches, and another person, it can be taking care of the elderly or doing something for children, or people who have disabilities. I mean, each one can do something according to their heart's desire.
You know, we see all the videos, and it's so amazing that people do all these things. And I'm sure it doesn't end up in one day, because after you do it once, you want to do it again.
First of all, we see that most everybody who connects on Good Deeds Day ends up volunteering all year round.
Wow, that's amazing.
We have an organization, Good Spirit, which really connects volunteering with organizations that need volunteers. So it does continue all year round. This only highlights what's being done all year round.
But can one day really make a difference?
We see that it's made a difference. First of all, if you look back 15 years ago, you didn't see people talking about the good things. Not in the media, not in, in Facebook or any of the other social media. You didn't see it. Today, the circles of good has grown. So yes, it has made a difference. You can see that there's good news. You can see that people are starting organizations around doing good. People are talking about doing good. And when I say think good, speak good, and do good, it's not a slogan. It's something that we need to do every day to look at how we think, how we speak, and how we act.
That's amazing. I think that's the way to live.
Yes.
That's what makes you happy.
Yeah.
But what do you think, what do you consider to be Good Deeds Day's biggest achievement so far?
I think the unity, the fact that it unites everyone. Because, for instance, here in Israel we have all the different municipalities involved, we have businesses involved, the educational system, the army, everybody's involved in Good Deeds Day. And no matter where you are in the country or what your background is, everyone is connected. And I think that's the big achievement, is that it unites people around the idea of doing good.
I think at some point, maybe after COVID, it will unite people all around the world when we can travel again and do good deeds also other places.
This conference, Goodstock, is uniting people from all over the world.
Sure.
Everybody's taking part, and so we have people from all over the world, from the United States, from South America, from Europe, from here in Israel. I mean, really, people are uniting around the idea, so definitely, yeah.
Every year you go out with the volunteers into the field, working with them and meeting those in need of some good deed. Could you maybe share some of your experiences through the years?
Wow, there's so many. I really like to go see a large spectrum of projects. So every year I try to see projects in Israel and also around the world. This year, unfortunately, I can't go out to see projects outside of Israel. But within Israel, once I was in a neighborhood in Jerusalem where it was a very run-down neighborhood, and all the neighbors came out with volunteers to clean the neighborhood, to paint the buildings, to plant gardens, and they just did a huge transformation to the whole neighborhood, which was amazing. Another thing that was touching to me was an Arabic village that I came to, and that they said they never participate in things like that, and they would continue, and it really has grown to all the Arabic municipalities. And what really touched me was in one of the Arabic neighborhoods, I went to a school, and they were reading one of my books, A Day of Good Deeds for Children, in Arabic. So that to me was amazing, that it's reached so far.
It's amazing. I remember picking up oranges during one of these days, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And it feels like every deed, every good deed has the ripple effect.
Yes.
And I think that's what makes it so special. It affects the neighbors, the community. the society?
Well, you know, like on Good Deeds Day, when an organization goes out or a group of people and they go to an elderly home or to whatever the case may be, wherever it is that they're volunteering, a lot of times they'll adopt that specific organization for the whole year, and they'll continue, and they'll come and bring products and help the area. So yes, it does have a ripple effect, because it's not only the fact that it's growing, but the fact that people tend to do more. So, yeah.
That's just so wonderful. So looking ahead, how do you imagine Good Deeds Day, let's say, a decade from now?
Well, it's funny. I always say to my group at the Arisson group that in the future I hope we won't need Good Deeds Day, and they get like really nervous. What do you mean we won't need Good Deeds Day? But that's really my hope, is that it'll just become mainstream, that people will really start to be good people and a good society. And that this will rub off to more and more people, so that we don't need to set that kind of example. So we just live that way. That's my deepest hope and dream.
Yeah. I wish this would. You know what? I really like this day, so maybe let's give it a little bit more time.
I'm sure it'll continue. I'm sure it'll continue for many, many years.
Yes.
But let's hope more and more people get involved, and more people make a difference, so that the world will be a better place to live in.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
How are you planning to expand the circles of doing good in the world even more?
Look, we're constantly getting to more and more countries, and within each country to more and more people. So we just hope to reach more and more people with this idea, and that people take part and become our partners. We have lots of partners all over the world, and we invite everyone to become partners for Good Deeds Day.
Sherry, I want to thank you for being so open and sharing your thoughts and work with us. But before we conclude, I'm a journalist after all.
Yes.
I need to get the scoop first. That's it. It's me and you here. I need to get the scoop. Tell us, what's next? What's your next big project for spreading the good in the world?
Well, I can tell you I've come up with, I wrote 7 books. And I give you a teaser. Another book is on its way.
Oh.
So that's...
I got my scoop.
Yes, you did.
Sherry Arisson, thank you so much. Thank you for doing good things and making us all want to do good things. And hopefully everyone will join. Thank you.